Hi, welcome to Earth Angel TV, the show created by Earth Angels for Earth Angels. Today's episode is about star people, also known as star seeds. Star people are those on Earth right now who in their previous existence came from other planets and other stars, and sometimes other galaxies even. They have come here from these far away places to Earth to help pretty much in any way they possibly can. So star people have very general missions to just be as helpful as possible in any way that they can. Star people, in terms of appearance, it depends on which planet or star they've come from. Certain planets and stars have a certain kind of a look to them, but there's some general things. So, for example, male star people tend to be quite tall and lanky. Female star people often are below average height, and they can either be quite small or a bit larger. It just really depends on where they've come from. But one of the main physical aspects of star people, and I've seen this quite a few times, is that they often have a lighter ring of colour around the pupil in their eye. And it's quite fascinating when I see that in people and I recognise them as star people. And also, if you're able to see auras, quite often star people have an almost rainbow aura around them. I've seen it once myself. I saw it in a medium as she was doing her work, and this rainbow was kind of coming out of her chest and extending around her head. So that was pretty amazing. Star people, in terms of career, they tend to go for very kind of background, behind the scenes kind of work. So they'll work in offices, they'll work in the post office, they'll work in banks, they'll work in the government. They kind of just do whatever helpful behind the scenes things that they possibly can. There are a few famous star people, but in general they don't really like being in the limelight. In terms of relationships, star people can find relationships kind of tricky. A lot of them feel like they don't really want to have children because perhaps the star or planet they came from, that's not what they did. They might not have had a physical body before, so they might not have had the same kind of relationships that we have on Earth. When you're communicating with star people, it's really important to be very direct and to be very upfront, because otherwise they might not actually be understanding where you're coming from. So quite often with relationships, I find that a lot of star people, particularly male star people, end up with angels and fairies as their partners. And it's quite an interesting mix. I've always kind of been quite fascinated by this, because angels are very emotional, fairies are very kind of fun-loving and mad, and star people are a little bit more grounded and they're a little bit more serious. And again, like I said, they, in terms of communicating, they don't really understand facial body language and things like that. So, and they can also maybe seem like they don't show their emotions very well, and that's because they're not really used to more human emotions, whereas the angels and fairies are a little bit more used to it. They're a little bit more like humans in that respect. They also find it quite difficult to read body language and facial language and tone of voice, because often on their own planets and stars they would have communicated telepathically. Like I said, they wouldn't have had physical bodies, so they find it difficult to read people. So they can be very literal, they can be very direct. They don't sort of understand hints, they don't understand, metaphors and kind of stories. They just need to know things up front, exactly how it is. If you feel like you resonate with being a star person, if you've ever kind of looked up the sky and waited for somebody to come and take you home, then do look up more information about star seeds, star people, because by knowing this, it will help you to be able to communicate with people on a deeper level. And you can also check out my books or books by Doreen Virtue, and there's lots of other videos out there as well. So really find a way to connect, because I think with star people it's really important that they connect to other earth angels, because otherwise they can feel very lonely, very much fish out of water on this planet, because it's so different to their own. And it's really important that they find people to connect with. Thank you very much for watching this. I will be talking about merpeople next, so I will see you again then. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you're enjoying it, then leave a comment below.